The following program was paid for by Latino Cleveland.
Hola, mi gente, and welcome back to another episode of Yo Soy Latino Cleveland, where we highlight Northeast Ohio's Hispanic community. We have lots of fun here showcasing the diversity within the Latin culture. I'm Maya Rosario, your host. Today's show, we will be spending time in our kitchen, aka Cocina Latina, with our new Latin chef, Cesar, who is from Peru. Nathan Lancree from J Auto is going to share some good advice about living a better life. Also, we're going to step out and visit a hidden gem in the heart of the Latino community, one of the oldest and largest bookstores in the country. And in studio, Beer Belly's Brewing Company, a Hispanic-owned business, is here to talk about their amazing journey into the brewing business. So we have lots to cover, but first, let's start cooking with Cesar. How
Hi,
are
Maya.
you?
Good to see you.
Welcome back.
All right, so today we're gonna be featuring a dish from Colombia, in honor to our friends from Colombia and our community of Colombian people here. We're gonna be making coconut hen. Right here we have some fresh hen from the West Side Market. We got some fresh diced onions, garlic, habanero peppers, some red bell pepper, some cherry tomatoes. Our spices that represent the Latino culture, which is turmeric, some paprika, some cumin, a little bit of oregano, salt and pepper. We got some fresh parsley. We got some chicken stock, a little bit of white wine, and we got our coconut cream. This is something that we're going to use in the dish, and we got some flour as well.
Again, where can people pick up these?
We can usually pick all these products like our stores like La Brincana in Fulton Road, and we can also pick it up what we call in La Placita, which is like the most concentration of Latino people go there and just pick up their products,
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to get this started.
Yes,
Right? And people can pick up that grocery list on latinocleveland.com. So don't forget. Now stick around. Nathan from J Auto has some good advice for us, and we will be back to learn about Cesar's dish. So stay tuned.
Thank you in advance for your attention. We understand the complexities that are involved in making your next automotive decision. Oftentimes, we are asked the question whether a customer should buy or lease their next vehicle. Just as every decision in life is a matter of personal preference, so is this one. A couple questions to examine which best fits your lifestyle are: how many miles per year do I drive? One thing to be aware of when considering a lease is that you are not limited to the stereotypical 12 or 15,000 miles per year. Many customers think that they are restricted to this mileage limitation, and this couldn't be further from the truth. So if you decide to lease, customize the lease by building in the allowable mileage that works for your driving lifestyle. You can save more by including the mileage at the beginning of the lease rather than the penalties you may be responsible for each mile over the allowable. What is at least one advantage of leasing versus buying? We're often asked. As we provide a suggestion, we realize each person must ultimately come to a decision on their own. When you lease, you're benefiting from the best 2 to 3 years that vehicle will ever see. Leasing also provides you with a more convenient payment that generally fits in your budget. In the example of a 6-year auto loan, rather than a lease, your payments continue beyond those best 2 or 3 years, which leaves you exposed to the maintenance and repairs. I'm Nathan Lancree. Thank you for your time.
Welcome back to Yo Soy Latino Cleveland. I'm back in the kitchen with our executive Latin chef, Cesar. You ready to get this started?
Yes, Maya,
Okay.
we're ready to get this started. So here you go, this is our fresh hen like that. One of the most important things about hen is it's a very tough kind of piece of meat like that, especially when it's an old hen. So you want to, the technique that you're going to use for this is just braising. It's low at that temperature, and it's going to be braising.
Okay.
One of the first things that you got to do here is grab your hen, and you got to season it, right?
Okay.
Season it with some black pepper and some cumin. There we go. And there you go. Cumin, salt, and pepper. Now, the next thing I want you to do is just grab your hen and just put it in your hot pan here or your hot pot where you're going to do it.
Okay.
Flour, You're going to get some color on these things. There you go.
Yes.
There you go, fry. One piece there, another piece. This is gonna kind of sear the juices inside, you know, so the juices will not escape the meat. And it's very important to just kind of get that color around it. So we're gonna make sure that all this gets very well seared here, you know?
Okay. Now, did you oil the pan?
Yes,
or?
I put some, a little bit of oil of that, maybe olive oil here.
Okay. Oh, olive oil?
Olive
Okay.
oil of that, or maybe some vegetable oil of that. One of the things like when you use extra, don't try to use any extra virgin olive oil because it's a waste of money, you know?
Oh, okay.
Like it's kind of different. Like that. When you eat olive oil, you want to just eat it what you call by itself. That's when you get the most what you call advantage to your body. As you can see right here, we're searing all our ham, and we're getting a nice color on the bottom. We're gonna get it right there, you know.
Nice.
And next we're gonna use, you are missing a little bit of oil in there, you just grab a little bit and go around the pan. You don't wanna go on top of the meat, just go around the pan. Because that's gonna go into the middle. When you get a nice searing color right there, as you can see it, there you go. You're gonna proceed, as you can see this piece here, there you go.
Nice.
Just getting that. We're gonna proceed to following with our onions. We're gonna drop our onions right there. We're gonna drop our peppers right here. And we're gonna drop a little bit of our shaved garlic, fresh shaved garlic. As I mentioned before, you're also supposed to be using fresh products for this type of dish, you know?
Right.
The
Now,
fresh
this dish is Colombian dish?
This is from the coast of Colombia, actually, you know?
Yes.
Now, right there you got the kind of glaze in the bottom, you got your onions, you got your garlic, you got your seasonings, and you got your peppers. At this point, you really want to use a little bit of white wine just to deglaze the bottom of the pan, you know?
Yes.
Go around it, there you go. Voila.
Voila.
There you go. Then you're gonna follow with a little bit of chicken stock right here. Kind of kill the alcohol there. You don't want it to be too alcoholic there. So you see that? You can smell that right there.
Yeah,
you
it
can
smells
approach that, it
amazing.
smells right. You see that? The
Oh,
freshness
yeah,
of
that
the ham with the
smells
peppers, you
amazing.
know?
That is amazing.
Now we're gonna add maybe about 8 ounces what you call of chicken stock right there, huh?
That's chicken
stock,
broth.
Chicken stock or chicken broth, exactly.
Yeah.
No? We go here. You see, it's gonna stop there the processing cookie process.
Okay.
And then we're gonna put this here. And now this is a secret ingredient. It's our like coconut milk, you know.
Secret ingredient.
Coconut milk. Now, many people have never tried coconut milk, you know, but this is a very good like a flavor of coconut milk. You're gonna go in there and just drop it there. There you go.
Nice.
It's not sweet, by the way. The coconut milk is not sweet. You're not making a dessert. You're making a meal here.
Right.
So here you go. You're gonna just let it braise there, and you're gonna see your coconut cream there. Now you don't wanna boil this dish. Like I said before, you wanna braise it. If you boil
What's
this
the
dish,
difference between boiling and braising?
well, boiling is gonna be all like making bubbles. I mean, it's gonna cut and break apart what you call the cream. You don't wanna break. It's gonna break apart if you put too much heat into the dish. You wanna just braise it. So at this point, we're gonna lower down the temperature and let it braise there for a couple of minutes. We're gonna cover it and let it cook. Give it about 15 to 20 minutes for the chicken to be ready, and it should be very ready to just serve, you know?
Okay. Now, what type of things would you serve with a dish like this?
Well, a dish like this is very well accompanied. You put maybe some rice, which is like a Latino, maybe some rice, maybe some tostones, which is because it's from Colombia.
Oh, yeah,
Tostones, which are plantains. I got some plantains here at that. Maybe next time I can show you guys how to make some tostones, you know?
Right.
And maybe some bread like that, you know? It's a very light dish at that for the springtime.
Okay, so we'll be back. You said 15, 20 minutes, right? We'll be right back with that cooking. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, we will be taking you to a very special spot in the heart of the Latino community, an amazing place I had a chance to visit, so stick around. Hi, I'm Mayra Rosario with Latino Cleveland, and I am so happy to be in a very, very special historical place right here in the heart of the community on West 25th. I'm here with John and Marilyn Zumbal. Well, this is just an amazing place. Can you just tell us about Zumbal Books and how you started?
Well, we've been on West 25th Street since 1973. We sell books now chiefly through the internet. We market books via Amazon and other sites, including our own website. We sell books to scholars, to collectors, to people who simply want to read something, to people who want self-help books or books in advanced engineering, economics, anthropology, history, and so on.
So, John, I was raised in this neighborhood, and I've probably driven by hundreds and thousands of times, and this is just an amazing gem. So can you tell us how many books you have in this building?
Well, between this building and the old Twinkie factory, we have an estimated 900,000 books currently. In the old days, days, we had an open store, and the books were arranged by categories: history with various subdivisions, economics, finance, anthropology, philosophy, religion, etc., etc. Mostly scholarly and academic books, but not textbooks. When we began to sell on the internet, it became impossible to keep track of all the various categories of books, so we decided to organize the books according to numbers that the computer would assign.
Right.
When weather permits, we put out books for free for people to take. We put them out at our Mercer building, which is just next door.
Okay.
There's a ledge there, and if you see books out there in the morning, good weather, you're free to take them. We put out a lot of children's books and other books that are outside of our marketing scope. My wife and I effectively started this book company shortly after we got married. I discovered that she was going to have to leave her job to take care of a baby, our first daughter, Victoria. I had a job as a graduate assistant at John Carroll University, earning very little money. I think it was about $130 a week, but I had a book collection, a collection of books by the author of the Tarzan series, Edgar Rice Burroughs. So I decided, well, I had really read them all and I wasn't interested in maintaining the collection, so I issued a catalog and sold those books, and that became the nest egg from which our company grew. We realized about $8,000 in revenue from that collection.
Which would be equivalent to what now?
Well, I think somewhere between $30,000 and $40,000.
He would go out and get the books and bring them home, and he kind of convinced me. He was teaching at this time, see, so this was not our main source of income. Okay, and the house, now it's getting into the basement and it's filling up down there, and now we have some books in another room on the main floor. And I said to him at one point, and now we have kids and dogs, once the books get into the bedroom, I'm leaving. Had garages that we rented in other places, and then at one point he said, I think I found a place on 25th Street.
Well, I think it's an amazing thing to be able to have one of the largest old bookstores in the world right here on West 25th in the heart of the Latino community. So thank you for having us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And we do sell Spanish language books.
Right. So where
quite
could a person buy your books?
You go to our website first, www.zubalbooks.com or simply zubal.com. Otherwise, our books are available through Amazon. Well, a certain part of our books are open to the public, and we welcome browsers in normal business hours, but not at lunchtime, because we all take lunch between 12 and 1.
Well, John, I want to thank you for having us. And if you want to learn more about location or where to buy these books, you can log on to latinocleveland.com. Now make sure that you stay tuned for more Just Soy Latino Cleveland. Welcome back to Just Soy Latino Cleveland. I'm very happy to introduce to you the founder, Alexander Rodriguez, and CEO, Jessica Serrano, of Beer Bellies Brewing Company. I'm so excited you guys are here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I've known you guys for years.
Yeah, forever.
Right.
It's been forever. Yeah.
So, okay, you're brewing beer. Now, how did that happen?
Well, it started about 4 years ago. I was introduced to craft beer and fell in love with it, and I was just curious. My curiosity's into it, and developed more from there, put myself in school, and here we are.
There's actual schools to learn how to brew beer?
I was in an internship with alongside with Great Lakes recently. I did an internship class with them as well, and now it's becoming a little bit major.
Yeah.
So
Now, Jessica, how'd you get in the mix?
I've known him since '99, and I've known him as DJ of Cleveland and everything. A couple years ago, he saw a Facebook post. He's like, "Oh, I'm making beer," and I'm like, "What?" I had to hit him up. I had to call him. He's like, "So how you been? What's been going on?" He's like, "Oh, I'm making beer now."
Nice.
So then we came up with the idea. He came up with the whole Beer Bellies idea, and we're like, "Let's do something with that." And
Right.
Also, there's not that many Latino breweries here in the nation. There's only 3 right now. We're the 4th. And
You're
first one
actually
in
the
Ohio.
first in Ohio Latino-owned brewery, right?
Latino owned, yep.
Right.
Latino
And I
owned,
love
yeah.
the name, Beer Bellies.
Thank you.
Such a
Thank you.
common phrase. Like,
Straight to the point.
can't forget it.
So, besides being the only Latino, what else sets Beer Bellies apart from other beer brewing companies?
Well, we have concepts. Concepts that separates us from other breweries, like you mentioned. One of our concepts would be batches of limited edition ales that we'll be releasing and for everybody else to try. And once those run out, you have a chance to order it online,
Right.
and you get to brew it yourself at home.
Yeah, we
so,
offer beer kits as well.
yeah.
Beer kits. So anyone can brew their own beer?
Yes.
Their favorite batch of beer that we come out with, they could brew it at home, make it themselves.
So what kind of flavors are you guys playing with right now?
Oh gosh, I think next week, you know, and I want to say thanks to my parents because we've been brewing in their backyard for a while. So, right now we're going to work on our double mint chocolate stout or double chocolate mint stout. Yeah, we kind of have a name for it. It was an Alpine folklore, but that's just a little name, just throwing it out there. But yeah, we're going to work on that, perfect that. It's going to be one of our little specialties. We also thinking about a Buckeye
Buckeye pie.
like peanut butter chocolate
Wow.
type
Buckeye
stout
pie.
porter. A couple other things we're also in the process of, but we want to make sure that it gets perfect before we even put it out there.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, we
So
want
as an entrepreneur to other entrepreneurs, what is the future of Beer Bellies?
Oh wow, it's endless.
Endless?
It's an endless future. We just want to basically just open the doors
Yeah.
for other Latino would-be brewers to step out, because there's a lot of us out there, but they're hidden in the crevices, and we just want
And also
to send them out.
introduce the art of craft beer to other Latinos out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're so used to drinking maybe one certain thing all the time, so we want to
major
introduce that.
brand,
Let me show you this. Try it. If you like it, we want you to become that part of craft beer.
Right.
So they
I
have
mean,
more opens.
Right, quickly, you had mentioned to me the difference between, was it stouts and
Yeah,
IPA?
porters,
I never
stouts,
heard of so
ales,
many things.
lagers, pilsners. And I'm like,
Heffenweiss, all
Yeah.
that stuff. IPAs,
Light to dark.
PLs.
Wow.
Yeah. Many
So-
styles.
So how can people reach you guys?
They can find us right now at Facebook or in our website, www.beerbellies.beer. Also beerbelliesbrewingcompany.com. We also have a forum site, sister site, to complement our Facebook. It's beerbelliesforum.com as well. You could join that to get the latest reports and news on Beer Bellies.
Well, I'm looking forward to having a beer with you guys.
Oh, definitely.
Very proud of you
Yeah,
guys.
definitely,
So I'll be seeing you guys very soon.
Awesome.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, Nathan from J Auto has some New Year's inspiration to share. And when we return, we'll be turning up the heat again in La Cocina with Cesar. So stick around.
A few weeks back, we talked about the value of accomplishing your New Year's resolution. In consideration of last year's resolutions, what can you recall about them? Some of us are glad we followed through, and some of us wish we did. The concept of I wish I did or I'm glad I did is a perfect opportunity to measure your current life's position. Do you ever find yourself building a script in your head as to how you're going to approach a certain hurdle? And when you are faced with this hurdle, in reality, the strategy totally shifts into something, well, let's say you never expected. Then, in retrospect, soon after, you're no longer involved with the situation. You begin to reflect upon the if I would haves. If I would have done it this way, it would have turned out that way. Or if I would have done it this way, it would have turned out that way. The reality is we don't know how something would have turned out. The most important value to be learned from this experience is how to embrace the power of fear. When we become afraid to approach a situation, we tend to retreat and allow outside influences to prevail. Instead, we can discover the opportunity within us to challenge that fear in a way that allows us the victory of, I'm glad I did. The only thing we should fear is the consequences of what we fear. I'm Nathan Lankry. Thank you and appreciate your time.
Welcome back to Yo Soy Latino Cleveland. Cesar, it looks amazing.
Yes, Mari, it turned out to be very good at that. Here it is, a finished product, You see, when I was telling people about not letting what we call overboil, that's because you don't want to break the cream there. And you can see it right there, You can see the coconut milk that didn't break apart. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab a little bit of rice because it's a good accompaniment for the dish.
Okay.
We're going to bring our rice in the middle right here.
So I have to ask a quick question. So chicken doesn't, it only takes 20 minutes to really cook through?
Actually, it takes about 21 minutes to 30. But it depends on that. When you close the, kind of like put the lid on top, it's going to take a little bit faster because it's like a compressor, You're gonna keep, anytime you open the pot, you're going to be losing heat. And right here is our chicken.
Okay.
Actually, our hen, actually.
Hen?
Hen, our hen. We're going to put our hen right there. 2 drumsticks right there. And next, what we're going to do is going to cut this ladle here. And you want to add some of the juice in there because this is the most important part of the dish, the juice.
Right.
Right there, what I see.
And
It's
now
a
that was
great winter
coconut
dish.
milk.
Coconut milk, some diced peppers, some garlic, some onions, some cumin. Add a little bit of thyme just to give it that smell. You can feel that smell. You
I
can
know.
sense that. Exactly, that's perfect. On top, you want to finish with a little bit of like chopped parsley, fresh chopped parsley, clean parsley.
Nice.
And for garnish, we're going to go with our thyme and parsley.
Now, Cesar, how can people get a hold of you?
At Nazca Restaurant, every single week I'm there. You can call it from Monday through Sundays, We're open like pretty much every single day of the week. We feature Peruvian cuisine, and we feature different parts of the world to cuisines.
And you can
Voila.
dance salsa tonight.
Exactly, there
It
you
looks
go.
beautiful. Stick around because up next, En Tu Ciudad, your community calendar. I want to thank Cesar for cooking that coconut hen. It smells amazing in here. And I also want to thank Alex and Jessica for joining us from Beer Bellies. I hope that you will join us again next week. You can catch us here every Friday at 12:30 on WKYC. And if you'd like to catch up on previous episodes, you can always check us out online at latinocleveland.com. And while you're there, you can print today's recipe provided by our special guest, Cesar. Until next week, live well, mi gente. Así.